What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve. I'm What the Fnu, and you know what's really fun? Having to redo your entire save file all over again because of a glitched recording. Yeah, Roxio had a few too many margaritas at Applebee's the other night and couldn't help me record properly. He's fine now, he's just a little bit hungover. So that's why this episode is a little bit late. So I apologize for that. I also apologize if these episodes seem like they're a little short. But that kind of describes Parasite Eve in general. It's a little short. Hell, I've had runs of this game that haven't even lasted 8 hours. I'm dead serious. It's kind of a micro RPG in that sense. Not quite as micro as Dragon Warrior 1 on the Game Boy is, but you know what I mean. So why don't we spend the little time we've got here by sharing a little bit more of the franchise's history? Shall we? Okay, as I've mentioned before, Parasite Eve the game is based on Parasite Eve the novel, which was apparently extremely popular over in Japan. It won some awards, it got turned into a movie, it had a manga series that ran for 3 volumes, and it got turned into the game you're watching me play right now, although the game is kind of a sequel to the novel more than anything else. Now let's talk about the movie first. The movie was directed by Masayuki Ochiai, I hope I'm saying that correctly, who was also in charge of a live-action adaptation of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and, for what it's worth, the 2008 Stinkfest Shudder. Now, the movie follows the novel pretty much exactly, except for the ending, but we'll talk about that when it becomes relevant to this. Now, if you want to find the movie, it is available on DVD, and for relatively cheap, I might add. But if you want your satisfaction instantly, you can also find the entirety of it here on YouTube, so no worries about that either way. Now, I wish I could tell you more about the manga, but it's an entirely different beast. See, the manga is extremely difficult to find online, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was never translated and localized into English, which really sucks for Western fans like myself. If you want to find out more about Parasite Eve and its history, I recommend going to the fan site primalize.com. Primalize also being the name of the theme you heard during the opening movie of the game 2 episodes ago. And that also ties really nicely into the final point I'm going to make here. Primalize is currently hosting a fan translation project for the manga, trying to bring it into English, and they're hiring anybody who has knowledge of either Italian or Japanese to help make it happen. And because we've already established that I am a mega fan of this game, I'm currently learning both of those languages for that express reason. Or at least I wish I could say it's that. It's not entirely selfless, guys. I'm becoming a game developer myself. I need to learn Japanese eventually anyway. It just comes with the territory. But will you please grab that treasure chest? Thank you. Forgot that this screen scrolls really slowly. But Italian also kind of runs in my blood. There's a lot of Italian members in my family. Or at least on my mother's side, anyway. By the way, if you sneak over to the right here, there's another hidden passage you can find in the wall. Neat little place you can pick up some more treasures. Besides, how hard could it possibly be to learn a new language, okay? Je peux parler français. I've done it before. So, it shouldn't be too hard to do it again. Alright, just keep powering up our weapon here. Our new weapon that we got out of that treasure chest. Man, another one! More offense. Most people prefer to use weapons with fewer shots, and I definitely see where they're coming from. It does have its advantages, but I always preferred the machine guns for some reason. I just find them more fun to use in this game. So anyway, now that we're done looting this entire place for treasure, well, we may as well follow the little girl to the left here. If I'm not mistaken, there should be another enemy encounter. Let's talk strategy about these enemies right here, okay? These frogs. I despise these things. Their attacks are almost impossible to dodge. See, look at how long that range is. They can hit you from, like, halfway across the screen. If I'm correct, this guy over here should be raring to attack again. Yep. Just kind of make your way between these two so that you're out of range constantly. Just stay away. Keep your distance from these guys. Because it's almost impossible to dodge if you're really close. Not only is it quick, but it's also wide. You can't really sidestep that thing if you're not quick enough. Or at least if even when you know it's coming. Ugh. And they're the only new enemy down here from what I understand, so... Let's just check the wall here. There's a switch and an emergency phone. Well, we'll press the switch, but we won't use the phone. Not yet, anyway. Make sure we're healed up before we enter here. May as well use my Parasite powers. Not a full heal, but it's enough. Eve! Hold it right there! My body's getting hot again! Aya's ready to take me on all by herself. Well, even if you did have more people with you, they just burn, right? Making fun of the people you've killed, eh? Yeah, you're already on my shit list. As we've discussed before in other projects, human life is extremely valuable to me. I don't like this character already. You'll find out, eventually. Even if you don't understand, don't worry. Your mitochondria will. They've always known. I'm going to give you some time. Some time to think. And some time to evolve. And the day shall arrive when you will awaken. Am I the only one who thinks that floating animation looks super goofy nowadays? And for my next trick, I'll melt right through the wall. Funny thing is, I was like, oh, cool. If I have powers like yours, will I be able to do that eventually? Unfortunately, no. Oh, of course. It's not a New York sewer if you don't run into some gators eventually. Oh, and despite that little cutscene tip right there, no, this thing does not use electricity. Ever. It uses what looks like wind and apparently a beam of energy, but no electricity. Now, as that message just showed you, there are 2 targets with this thing. Ugh. However, there's only one target for me. Now, the target you want to attack is its tail in the back there. You also don't want to stay too close to this thing, because it's a little easy to get hit by that physical attack. Yeah, time to heal here. You want to stay a good distance away. I'm actually not doing this as well as you should. You want to stay a good distance away so that you can avoid that. That is much easier to avoid than the physical attack, believe it or not. Ah, come on! That reload, man. That reload. I'll start taking care of that manually. Oh, I can't. Of course I can't. That would be too easy. Just sneak around in back of this guy. Ow. That's another thing, this camera. This camera is going to kind of bug you too because of the simple fact that you can't see exactly where you are in 3D space. And with that roar, this thing signals that the second phase of the battle is now starting. The second phase being where we now have to fight it one-on-one. Now let's see here. By the way, you might have noticed we got a Parasite power not too long ago called Scan, which analyzed the enemy's HP and weaknesses. And you think that might be useful on our Gator friend here, right? It would tell us all kinds of things about him? Nope. HP unknown, easily tranquilized, sensitive to heat. Tranquilizing and heat-based weapons are things we do not have access to yet, and will not have access to for quite some time. So that information is completely useless to us. Yeah, I don't end up using Scan a whole lot. Don't leave me alone. Don't you dare. Don't you even dare. Ah, you can't reload in the middle of battle. I forgot about that. Well, at least we can dump bullets into his face. Wait for him to move. You don't want to risk it and be caught in a bad spot. You really don't. You also don't want to run head-on into him like a dumbass either. That's just not a good time. Ah, there's that beam I was talking about. He tries to spread it out a little bit if he's in the right position, but obviously there he couldn't. And there we go, we got a level up. Oh, we almost got 2 level ups there. Ah, finally 100 bonus points. Now we can do something with them. Get ourselves a Kevlar vest for that performance, and a little more story. We're moving right along up in the world, aren't we? When I will awaken? Just tell me what you want, Eve!
I want more Twinkies! Lots of Twinkies and ho-hos. And some ding-dongs, yo!
We're live in front of Carnegie Hall, which has become a scene of complete chaos. Miss, you are the sole survivor of this horrible ordeal, correct? Until now, this combustion theory has been acknowledged only by occult enthusiasts. Please, just leave me alone. This incident happened to take place on Christmas Eve of all nights. I love how there was like a pause there. He had to double check that the holiday was even happening. Bitch! Are you crazy? Jim, did you get that on camera? Scram, buddy. Daniel. Sorry I'm late, Aya. Ladies and gentlemen, meet one of my favorite characters in video game history, Daniel. Suddenly this has become a buddy cop movie. Aya, you okay? That was really something that happened back there. Yes. Oh, but my date. Heard from a cop that your boyfriend ran out of there like a wuss. Sorry your date didn't go so well. It's not like that. I had him escort me because he kept pestering me. Yeah, but of all places, the opera? There's a story. So why the opera, huh? Is that the in thing right now? Saw the ad in the paper. I don't know. Just caught my eye. Don't tell me you were onto this case. So you finally got some cop instinct in you, huh? Instinct? Daniel, shouldn't you be with your son? It's Christmas Eve. He knows his dad's a cop. My boy understands. Anyway, to change the subject, I heard things from people who were there. But this is one hell of an incident, huh? Mitochondria. Mitochondria? Symbiosis. When was I in the hospital? Hey, Aya. You asleep? Oh, well. Don't blame you, after what you've been through tonight. Nah, it was nothing, I swear. I only watched hundreds of people burn, I fought a genetic mutation, got some new guns, giant rats, huge toads that can hit me from halfway across the world. Wow, you know what? It has been quite a night. Think I'll enjoy that nap. It all started with this incident. 6 days that were to become a nightmare for all. People will eventually forget and go on with their lives. But I will never forget it. It was pure terror. But it was also 6 days filled with familiar memories. I'm pretty sure that's not a 2-scale rendering of the Statue of Liberty. You know, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but... And like I said, already we've moved on to day 2 out of the 6 days this game is supposed to be about. Told you it was short. Will I save my progress? Nah. That was a Morshoe level right there. Richer. No, I will not save my progress. Just to ease the transition a little bit for you guys, I'll do a tiny bit of day 2. You get to watch this episode just a little bit longer. Hey, you okay? You ought to be resting. Wish I could, but I'm the only one who knows what happened last night. I've been gathering some info on Melissa. She's got no relatives, and no close friends. She was sick often, always on some kind of medication. The people at the opera said they were amazed she could even stand on stage. Her apartment burned down right after the incident, so we have no info on her medication. So, what's this spontaneous combustion stuff all about? It wasn't exactly spontaneous. People are actually set on fire. Oh, come on! What, like one of those ESP things? That's the best way to describe it for now. ESP, huh? Well, I'm not buying it. But if you're right, how are we supposed to deal with something like that? I believe her. After all, I was the only witness so far. But if you're gonna take on a suspect like that, you'd better ask Baker for a better sidearm. The only witness? What about the people who escaped? Weren't there people like that? I read your report. Still hard to believe. But we can't deny all those deaths. We're going to go all out to solve this case. Make sure you're well equipped. Go down to the weapons department and give this permit to Torres. He'll help you out. And we get a mod permit. Now, let me discuss a little thing about weapons and modification in this game. This, as I mentioned in the last episode, this is one of the biggest elements of Parasite Eve, and it's one of the defining things about how you can either completely suck at this game or completely break it if you know what you're doing. Also, by the way, check this music out. Yeah, that's where I got that from. It's the police station theme. Get used to this song. You're going to be hearing it a lot, and not just because I use it in the ending portion of every single one of these videos. You didn't hit your head last night, did you? It's right downstairs. You know, just in case you forgot the layout of your own police department. I love it when games are self-aware like that. When they're like, are you serious? You need directions to this place? Take the left door here. The right door, well, both of the right doors aren't going to be important to us for quite a little while. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Grab ourselves a tool and grab ourselves some ammo. Sorry. Hey there, good looking. Cut the crap, Wayne. Where's Torres? That baldy? Who knows? So what'll it be? Shotgun? Rocket launcher? Wayne! Yes, sir. Idiots like you are the reason why guns won't disappear from this country. Get your ass back to weapons storage. You're far from ready to be handling guns in here. Okay, sheesh. Torres, I need some equipment. For last night's case, it was quite a mess. But as long as cops rely on guns, criminals will too. It's a vicious cycle. I hate to hand a weapon to a young cop like you, but I hear this isn't your ordinary crook. Guess I can't send you off empty-handed. Let me just fumble through the pre-rendered graphics back here and I'll grab you something. Here, this is the most powerful gun I can allow you to have. The M16A1, a rifle. Lots of people prefer rifles in these games, and it's mostly due to the reasons I explained earlier. Fewer shots, more power. Actually, believe it or not, I'm not going to be using my mod permit right now. I can't tune up your weapon without a permit. No exceptions. Psst. Don't tell Torres, but you can use your tool to tune up your guns. You can rearrange equipment parameters and added effects to tweak your equipment. I can show you some cool tune-up techniques. And now everything, literally everything this game is even about, has finally opened up to us. We can tune up our weapons, we can use bonus points, we can do all that jazz. But Unfortunately, yeah, I gotta save that for the next episode. 20 minutes is kind of pushing it. So, in the next episode, we're going to learn all about modifying our equipment using bonus points, and we're going to delve deeper into the mystery of Eve. Until then, I'm What the Fnu. I'll see you later. Well, another episode, another letter. I wonder who amongst you can figure out what it is now that I give you this. It's starting to come together, isn't it? Seems pretty easy to me, but then again, I already know the answer. Keep thinking, and I'm sure you'll get it eventually. As always, I'm What the Fnu, and I'll be back next time with more letters and more Let's Play Parasite Eve. Later, everybody!